Welcome to the Half Citizens Podcast. I'm Zen.
It's Pabs.
Hey, it's Ruben.
And I know it's been a while, and
Lots has happened.
And honestly, what really had to get us back right now was all the craziness that's happening in this world right now.
Yeah, all the protests,
all the attacks,
all the attacks. You know, I just think it's real selfish of the Middle East to really be doing what they're doing, trying to end the world during the greatest rap beef that the world has ever seen. It's international at this point.
Like there's legit attacks.
Yeah.
And it's been real hard because I mean, I feel like I've been pretty critical of Drake on this show. Like personally, I feel like I've been if no one else been pretty critical of Drake. Like anytime he does something,
you're the last to glaze him.
We thought Zen was the biggest hater, then we found out Kendrick was.
Right. So that's what's crazy to me because like I feel like historically, like you could check like
you don't glaze at all.
No, I'm very likely like
you're pretty impartial. I've seen it. So I really wanted to hear your opinion on this. So the whole week I was thinking like, man, Zen must just be really bricked up right now.
No, okay, actually, so there's a lot. Honestly,
wait, here's the thing. Last time we I don't even think we put the episode out, but last time we were here, Ruben said Kendrick wasn't his favorite anymore, and that was when Cole dropped. So when Kendrick went back to back, where do you stand now?
Well, hold on. Let's get into what happened.
Let's get into
Let's actually start this and really break down the timeline because there's a lot to address here.
What were we saying?
I think with the beef. So basically, the biggest hip hop beef in modern times. So let's break down the events that have gone down because it's actually there's so many tiers to this, and I think that a lot gets left out. I feel like a lot.
You gotta
like
take us
to a casual fan. To a casual fan, like you won't. We almost forget we're prisoners of the moment because like we're not gonna act like when push-ups happen. Let's start from the beginning. No. Now, Drake and Kendrick, and honestly, Drake and kind of the entire industry have been in this rap feud stemming from a back-to-back drop from Metro Boomin and Future. Titled "We Don't Trust You" and then "We Still Don't Trust You." In the first album, there is a song that is called "Like That." Goes crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Best beat out of this entire beef. Is that one?
Nah.
Of the best beat of the entire beef is the "Like That" beat.
I'll let you continue
with Metro Boomin. I mean, that's up for debate. We'll debate this in a minute. So I'll just talk facts then. I won't go opinions, so we'll just talk facts. "Like That" drops. It's Metro Boomin. It's Future. The Weeknd's on this project. Rick Ross is on this project. And they diss. And Drake disses First Person Shooter, which is the song that Drake and J. Cole made. So he disses them together, basically saying there is no big three. It's just Big Me. And, has some things to say. It was a pretty good verse.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good verse.
Yeah.
This prompts everyone to be like, yo, they're beefing.
Yeah.
And J. Cole decides to release a diss track.
7-minute drill.
Which he then, that weekend, goes on to apologize for and then remove from streaming services.
You know what? I know everyone clowned them for that, but now, hindsight 2020...
So hindsight is crazy. At the time, this was a terrible move.
Everyone was like, bro, you're pussy, blah, blah, blah.
It was the worst thing.
Yeah.
So now, all the smoke clears from that, and we're all waiting what's going to happen. Is Drake going to respond to this? Cole responded. Cole responding made Drake kind of had to respond, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like Drake didn't have to respond until Cole responded. And now I think that's where the thing is, where it's like, what's Drake going to do about this? So we start getting all these leaks about the track Push-Ups. And then Academics is showing it on his stream, all the leaked version. Drake messages him and goes, yo, stop playing this bullshit, play the real one. So he drops the real one. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, because people are like, is this AI? What's going on? He drops Push-Ups. And everybody's like, damn, Push-Ups is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And we also were like, did Kendrick really feel what he meant when he was saying that, or was he just writing the bar off? Is he actually ready for this beef? At that time, we really don't know if Kendrick's ready to actually
In a weird way, he was the underdog.
Because
if we were betting on beefs...
He has never responded to anybody who's ever dissed him.
Yeah.
Publicly like that. Never gone like, there's been subliminal sent back and forth between Kendrick and other artists, but he's never actually given somebody a track and dedicated, like, I'm actually beefing with you and we're going to rap beef this out.
I mean, but Kendrick was the originator of that. Kendrick was the one who made the Control verse.
Yeah. Yes, but he said, like, everybody in there, but he didn't have, like, a back-to-back with somebody, and he even said, yo, I love you all, it's, like, friendly competition.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of the whole vibe of the thing. The only one who didn't take it like that was Drake.
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill doesn't count any of this shit anymore, I feel like.
Meek Mill responded to Control. He's one of the rappers that responded.
Okay.
It was all right.
Meek Mill, Mid-Mill, no one wants to fucking... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why even?
He did get buried by Drake.
Drake.
In Drake's previous beefs.
Finding all this Diddy stuff out with him didn't help.
Yeah. So basically, everything's going on from even back then. This is actually a long-stemmed feud. But what causes the actual, like, Pearl Harbor drop for World War in this rap beef was the Like That song. That's when he's like, okay, the whole industry's against me. So he starts having to, like, take all these shots at everybody on Push-Ups. And Push-Ups was a good song.
Push-Ups was good.
Without any sort of other context of what was about to happen.
Yeah.
When Push-Ups came out, we're all kind of like, he's spitting on the low. Like, even haters had to be like, I mean, he's saying some shit.
Yeah.
We got to look at your splits, Kendrick.
No. It was some 50 Cent shit.
We're like, bro, he does have small-ass feet.
Yeah.
You know, we were out here like, bro is kind of short. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of that. Like, we were kind of like, I mean...
You know, as a short king myself, I felt the type of way, but then I was like, I mean, I'm not that short, so, like,
you're not Kendrick
fine.
short.
I'm not Kendrick short.
You're not Kendrick short.
But...
You're not, like, self-defense with your girl short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
You're not...
all right, wait. Now he's putting his own emotions into it. We got to stay...
You're right. Facts. Now, Push-Ups comes out, and we're all like, okay, what's going to happen now? There's, like, 2 or 3 AI... Kendrick diss songs that come out and like flurry.
The Tupac one right?
called Owl Hunting, and another one that like someone AI Kendricked, and the whole thing that's been going on is like how AI is so good now. That what the narrative that was coming out at that time is Kendrick's kind of mid. AI can recreate Kendrick because people were kind of like, I think these are Kendrick songs, and they were AI. So those things start floating around, and then it was the crazy night when Taylor Made dropped. When Taylor Made Freestyle dropped, it really felt real. It felt like at this point, the shots have been so direct that if you don't respond, I'm looking at Kendrick differently. From here on out, if Kendrick doesn't respond. And Kendrick Glazers would say he doesn't need to respond to that stuff, like he's above that. But to me, if he didn't respond to that, I was looking at him differently from then on.
Yeah.
It's true.
And so
you would have been like, he's on some J. Cole shit.
Just on some, you're trying to dug beef, like you're not ready for this shit. You know,
you're old and washed. That's what it would have been. If he didn't respond, it would have been you're old and washed.
Old and washed. It just would have been like, yes, you're like this artsy rapper, but you know when shit really hits the fan, when it comes to this competitive shit, you're not.
Nah, that's not true because he showed us what he could do in the Control verse.
But that was so long ago.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So you're old and washed.
But
it's not that you couldn't do it.
He does that often. Like Drake's been in like 3 different beefs at this point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Kendrick would be old and washed.
Yeah.
So if he didn't respond, that's how it would feel because he was really good back then. So as a fan, you'd be like, hey, what the fuck? Like, damn, you really do suck because you ain't fucking responding. A younger version of you would have responded.
Yeah.
So that's why when he responded, that shit was cool.
So when Taylor Made, it made me worry. Like, is he going to respond?
Yeah.
Like, Taylor Made comes out. Taylor Made has the AI Snoop Dogg and AI Tupac.
Yeah. And then in the midst of this, Kanye Adolf West.
We completely brushed that off because...
No. Yeah, it was just...
What was that Kanye thing that happened?
Kanye released a remix to Like That.
Yeah.
Dissing...
There you go.
Dissing Drake.
It really felt like the Avengers.
But it also was like, Drake,
no one asked for
Kanye, this is not the time.
Yeah.
You're not in anyone's good graces right now. Like, everyone can literally say what you're doing currently, and it's like dissing you. Like, everything that you're doing right now is diss-worthy, so like, stop.
It was actually... you really just realize how far Ye has fallen from that because it was like it just came and went and no one cared.
Yeah, but it's one of those things only in this case because Vultures was still actually doing well, way better than I thought it was gonna do.
Yeah.
Considering everything, because Vultures was supposed to be like Why? Like, everyone said if Kanye drops,
we're diverging. We're not talking about Kanye, but it did feel like an Avengers movie. It felt like, I don't fucking know, like Iron Man 4 or something, where you're just like, oh yeah, that did come out.
And you do wonder, you're worried, like in this case, is the savior, is the superhero actually going to come out, or is he just going to kind of stay in the cave? Yeah. If we throw the bat signal up, is he even going to fucking pull up? I know I'm crossing genres now.
I mean,
universes. But,
yeah, you did. But not.
But like, meaning like...
But that would mean Drake is the villain. Did you see Drake as the villain?
I saw Drake as Thanos in this whole thing.
Oh, really? He was just too powerful? He was pulling bitches left and right?
That it took everybody to even try to dent.
That's true, that's true.
Into his armor. He's being hit from all sides. He's having to attack everybody. He's having to go out and collect the fucking stones. Having to fucking get dirt and all this shit like that. It did really feel like Drake was Thanos in this shit.
Okay.
But to me, I thought the villain's going to win on this one, right? Thanos did win in the beginning until that fucking weird time-lapse shit.
So would you say that him dropping Tailor-Made, it was like Endgame? Like, people were starting to disappear?
No. It's so weird because, Tailor-Made to me was him collecting the stones.
Okay.
To me, was
what would you say the snap would be?
It's weird because this is what makes this a Marvel movie. So we're going to go down till Tailor-Made gets dropped. And what's happening is that Academics is becoming the center of this because he's doing these countdowns. He's kind of facilitating, like, the common ground for this beef. Everyone's tuned into what Academics has going on with this. And I was. So, like, when Tailor-Made dropped, I was listening in on the stream. I had a headphone and I was in bed, like putting the baby to sleep. The baby's down, and I'm so hyped.
He's locked in.
I'm so hyped. My girl's asleep next to me, and like I see her kind of wake up. I'm like, "Are you up?" And she's like, "Not really." I'm like, "It's going crazy right now." Like Drake just dropped Tailor-Made.
You just don't know.
Like I was freaking the fuck out.
Watching Academics. I'm
like,
with
yo,
his baby next to him.
I'm like, yo, you need to listen. Like, here, read the lyrics. I'm like,
but as a fan of rap, I ain't gonna lie, I literally was, when Kendrick dropped one of his songs, I was like putting headphones in, like, Alex is like, "Alright, what the fuck are you doing?" It's like,
don't worry about
12, it. Yeah, it's like, he just, I gotta go to the restroom real quick.
So that's going on. We're freaking out. We're like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
We're all texting.
And here's the thing.
Our group chat's going crazy.
And the thing is, majority of the people around me are Kendrick fans. Who maybe like Drake a little bit, or some that are Drake haters.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with a lot of that, but when I felt so up at that moment. As someone, so like I look at this as like the political spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's there's far Drake and far Kendrick.
That was his inauguration, Donald Trump inauguration.
There's like far Drake and far Kendrick people, right? Like you're far Drake or far Kendrick. I had a lot of far Kendrick fans.
Yeah.
And there were some that were like just Kendrick leaning.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was like Drake leaning. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
definitely not Drake.
You're not Drake leaning.
You're all Drake. Like you're fucking.
I leaned Drake.
You're MAGA Drake, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I felt like
your January 6th is when that video dropped and he was whipping it, bro.
I felt like I was pretty.
That's your January 6th. I'll never forget. He's like, I know where I was on January.
I feel like I was Drake leaning.
No, bro. The only thing leaning was you on this.
Yo, so someone who leaned Drake, I was like, what? Like looking at all these Kendrick people, like y'all can't play right now. Y'all can't act like right now Drake's up. Yeah. And because it had been so long, the thing with Drake was his speed. That was one thing that like everybody would.
That's always how he moves in these beefs.
Because he knows he wants to like keep this like public opinion and like that's the way to do it.
He snowballs you basically.
So and gets everybody online to be like, nah, bro, like he got you, and that's the way I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if Kendrick was going to be able to like capture that. And to me, I was like, when he does drop this diss, is the general public gonna? Because Kendrick fans have to dig into all his lyrics and stuff. I
thought I was conflicted. I knew he was conflicted.
I was like, is the general public gonna give a fuck enough to dig through that, or they're just gonna be like, nah, Drake's was more of a vibe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like that's like one of the things where I was like, I don't really know. What dropped
after?
So after that,
we get it. You like Tailor-Made.
After that, Euphoria gets dropped, right?
Yeah.
And Euphoria is where the debate starts because Euphoria, I judged by casual people. Yeah. So like I sent my dad a lot of stuff because he's like a casual hip hop fan, right? And I send him both. He listens to Push Ups and he was like, man, he had some cool lines on there. He listened to Kendrick's and he goes, I don't know, man. He did that like it was cool at first. I like that "Don't tell no lies on me and I won't tell truths about you" line. He's like, but then he started doing that off-pitch voice thing and I don't know, man. Halfway through, I just didn't really care too much and I turned it off. And I feel like there was a certain people that felt that way. Yeah. I feel like there were certain people that were like, I don't really like, bro, I get it, bro. Like, I get you're spitting in that way, but like, this ain't it. Push-ups was still hard.
When he does like the prepubescent voice where he like
makes I don't like that voice.
No, I hate it.
Damn.
So sometimes
when he dropped it, I was like, all right, well, there you go.
But did you feel like it was like a game changer when that dropped though?
So I'm a Kendrick fan, but I wasn't that deep in the beef, but like, you know, I was listening to the songs. Like I didn't know all the background stuff, but I was just listening to the songs. I was like, oh, good response. I was like, there you go.
With Kendrick's, it was like the beginning, it just felt very like, I don't know, like Academics was breaking it down and he was talking about how like you know, the general consensus was people like, I don't care about your little riddles and the have you ever played, have you ever, and all these little like, you know, tricks. Like, I'm not trying to hear none of that. You know, I'm trying to hear bars.
You don't try to read the lyrics?
I'm not over here. We're reading the lyrics. I want to read the lyrics and be like, oh, I don't want to read the lyrics with the scratch pad next to me and then start being like, counting how many bars before he did the fucking punchline.
Right, y'all are being dramatic. Then doing all that.
He said, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase, and then did 8 bars of stuff to then say the YNW Melly line, and then, you know, it's like a lot. It's like you got to do homework on the side as opposed to just like enjoying it.
Yeah.
Which I'm down to do, but a lot of people aren't. So to me,
Zen was like, if I wanted to be in school, I'd be in school.
No, but to me, it was like the general public. I'm thinking of like the way the public is seeing this. I don't see this winning over the public. This is going to win over Kendrick fans specifically.
Okay.
But this isn't going to transfer over.
So Euphoria drops.
Euphoria drops and it only satisfies
And you're saying Drake is winning at that point. All right. So
I think it's at that point. Euphoria? I think after Euphoria, I think it's one of those
I would say it's 2 if it's like a sports, I think it'd be like 2-1.
At that point.
Right.
Yeah.
So Drake's up at that point. Yeah. And I'm over here being like, bro, like, and people were like trying to say Euphoria is good, but I'm like, I still have arguments. I can still be like, no one wants to hear. Like, I have things that I can say to defend Drake at this point.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're waiting on the Drake response. The Drake response comes, and I'm like, so here's the way it happened to me. I was like,
it happened a week later.
It happened a week later. So this is the way that it happened with me was just, I'm like literally going to sleep. I had a headphone in. I was listening to some other shit on YouTube, and I had dozed off. So I wake up realizing that it's already switched to something else. Being like, what the fuck? All right, I need to get to bed. So I'm basically going to bed. I refresh the phone, and when I refresh it, I see like 49 minutes ago Drake dropped. Like I'm on YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then I click on that. I'm going to Twitter as soon as, because I need to be like, what the fuck's happening? So I'm like looking at what's going on. I'm seeing that it's live streamed. So I listen to it first, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? I tune into to the stream with Academics. I'm hearing him going on it, and then I start hearing him be like I'm freaking out right now. I'm hearing the whole song. I'm reading the lyrics. I'm pumped up. I literally was going to sleep. Now Euphoria? I'm up. After Euphoria was Family Matters.
Oh yeah.
So Family Matters drops is when the Friday is the bomb of all of this.
That's when the nuclear.
That weekend was. Yeah. What date was that? Can we look up what the date of last Friday was? Because
it was like Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Okay, so it was May 4th. It was May 4th, May the 4th.
Yeah.
Be with you, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm being wild and very biased right now. We got to backtrack a little bit throughout the day when 616 in LA drops, which is that Kendrick Lamar. I put up, if we're going to actually rank things, right. I put up 616 with TaylorMade. They were both only.
So they were 2-2 at that point.
No. At that point, yes. At that point, they were 2-2. Yeah. At that point, they were even with 616 because you're hearing all this stuff, but 616, in my opinion, was not better than TaylorMade. So I still had Drake up. I don't count it like that. I count it more of like you're like a boxing.
TaylorMade also had a weird version of AI in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it had Snoop
like the Pac and Snoop.
Yeah.
AIs, right?
Yeah.
I still haven't heard TaylorMade.
So you need to hear that, but it's just looking back, it's hard now. Yeah. At the moment,
I think I put it on and then I turned it off because it wasn't good. At the
moment when you heard it, because when Drake's verse comes in is where it really goes in. You know what I mean? Like the Kendrick and Snoop verses are more novelty, and they're very important because what he tries to do is he kind of tries to do the 8 Mile thing where he disses himself in the perspective of Tupac and Snoop, and so he already starts kind of chipping away at things that Kendrick can say. One of which is when Tupac in TaylorMade says, talk about how he likes young girls. I like that shit. I heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. It's got to be true. Like, so he kind of like pokes fun at that idea, you know, and then as we see later how this turns out. So after that, Kendrick fans would say that they're 2-2. Drake fans would be like, nah, it's still not good enough. Drake's up. On like, if both of them.
Casuals would say it's 2-2.
I don't think so. Because 616, you would have to be a deeper fan.
We gotta keep going.
So,
Family Matters drops that Friday night.
Family Matters drops that Friday, and he's dissing everybody.
Zen's putting the baby to bed, and
I have to. I'm waking. Like it's going crazy.
Where were you, Pablo, on May the 3rd, 4th?
May 4th.
I just woke up to. So I woke up, and then I opened Instagram, and then I'm like,
oh, so you didn't see it the night of?
No.
Oh, you woke up to all of it?
Yeah, I woke up to everything. And
okay, then so hold on, because we got to talk about before
what happened. Yeah, exactly.
Because if you weren't there,
I was there day of. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Crazy.
Like I got home, and then I got home right like after Family Matters dropped.
In Mexico, yeah.
And I was like listening to it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I'm going to bed. And then fucking Kendrick dropped, and now I had to wake up.
Exactly. So
and
I was going to bed, and both things happened. Like when I woke up, Family Matters had already probably dropped, but I didn't. I mean, Meet the Grams had probably already dropped, but I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
So I had heard Family Matters. I'm digging into it. I'm going crazy. I'm like excited.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, this is the bomb.
Yeah.
Kendrick's fucking done.
So I woke up Elvira to Family Matters, and then we both listened to.
Yeah, I'd have to wake the baby up too, and I showed them all the next. So it was a crazy ass weekend. It was actually a crazy ass weekend because, so all this is happening is like, you know, there's like baby bedtimes of like when I have certain things scheduled for the baby, but then if the baby's asleep, I'll, you know, do whatever I need to do around that. So every day the baby's gonna wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
that's her first wake up. She's gonna wake up. She has to be changed then, fed then. And if it's the weekend, at that point, I'm going to go back to sleep and she'll take another nap, you know, and then we'll like wake up at a normal time.
Yeah.
But on that day, I had stayed, all that stuff had happened. All
right, wait, let's get through the facts.
So it was such a bomb dropping. Family Matters drops. I'm not even fully done digesting it. And then I hear that Kendrick dropped.
20 minutes later.
So then I listen to that, and that's just one of those things that I'm like,
oh.
If true,
bro. Meet the Grams made me be like, okay, this isn't fun anymore.
When Meet the Grams popped up, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was,
I just went back to sleep. I was like, all right, I'll wake up and I'll think about this a little more tomorrow.
I had to dig in already. I was like, oh, really? I was digging in at the time,
during
like really just trying to. Yeah,
Since all pissed, like I have to be.
I was like, it's late. I gotta do shit tomorrow.
So then I went to sleep. When the baby woke up at 6, I was up for the day discussing this shit.
Yeah.
Because then like my dad sends like a message about the fight. I'm like, fuck the fight. This is happening right now. I send them everything that's going on. People are now hitting me up. People are starting to wake up and see the news. I'm like messaging. There's people who I haven't spoken to in like 5 years. Like, there's people, like, you talk about, like, how you've been getting these messages. There's people I haven't spoken to in, like, 5 years.
Since high school?
No, like, since, like, I've worked in, like, it's been a minute.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say that was 10 years ago, my dog.
No. I'm talking about 5 years, like, just, like shorter in life. Yeah. That, like, we were cool, but really we were just talking about hip-hop, like, at work type shit.
Yeah.
And, like,
After tour?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like where I would just talk to people about hip hop, they're like gone through graduate school. They're like living their full on lives.
Yeah.
I haven't even been like, yo, how's it been? Like I just straight up like, yo, who you got right now? And like we're having full on conversations about this shit. I'm like super immersed. Like,
yeah.
To me, this is why I understand people who fuck with sports a little more. When you see like when the way that I felt when I was like, this is the fucking championship.
I just see Zen in the subreddit like, fuck.
No, I'm talking to real people. I'm trying to get real people's perspectives of people from different. I was talking to Drake Glazers. I was talking to Kendrick, you know, fan people to be like, where are we at right now?
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of Drake people, of course, were like, bro, but like we need receipts and proof. And I was like, the fuck you want a full trial to happen before this gets discussed? And then we get to then say the verdict, okay, this person has won the beef? Nah, like we got to judge by what the fuck's going on right now.
That's kind of how I felt.
Both people have said some shit. Both people have said some shit.
Because I was like, he has an 11-year-old daughter. That's what Kendrick said. All right, so I guess he says he has an 11-year-old daughter, and he calls him a pedophile.
Yes, but he doesn't fully even call him a pedophile. No.
He glances at it.
He basically says you should be you and Weinstein. He says he's like Weinstein, and he goes he's talking to his mother, and he says your son should die with Weinstein.
Yeah.
Just saying wild ass shit.
Yeah.
Talks to each member of his family individually, saying you raised a terrible person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, he
sucks.
A master manipulator. His morals are all fucked up.
Yep.
He just wants fame. Mm-hmm. Which to me,
he's a deadbeat dad.
To me,
don't glaze over that one.
Yeah.
He called him a deadbeat dad. Pusha T did make him, tell us that he had a kid.
Hey,
he said stop playing Border Patrol, bring the boy back home.
He was gonna get an Adidas press run.
Yeah, Adidas press run.
He wasn't hiding the sun from the kid. He was hiding the world from the sun.
Yeah.
That's what it was for real.
That is. And then he hit that the baby mama was a porn star, and then she turned artist.
I mean, kind of, she's like a burlesque. I mean, it's whatever.
No, she was a porn star, right?
I mean, but it wasn't like that. Anyways, let's not even get into that. We're not even going to get into that.
Bro.
But no, we're not. We're just talking about facts. But let's not even get into all that.
Bro, so he called him a deadbeat dad, which I've also done on the podcast because I think he was kind of deadbeat dad. I mean, he's
bro. Ruben has said
I feel like he's been involved. All he did,
he makes deadbeat dad music.
That is what I said.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that perspective, but I think behind the scenes he's taking care of his son.
Yeah. Sorry, that is actually what I said. I didn't say he was I was just like. It's not Drake, but it's Drake fans, basically. Right. That the deadbeat dads listen to Drake.
Because I listen to.
Yeah. And then that's when I realized my brother actually texted me. He goes, "Bro, fucking wild." He's like, "It's deadbeat dad music," and you saying it to Zed, who's a dad.
Yeah.
I was like, and you just didn't say anything. You just continued.
You got to get the content out, bro. We got to get the content out. You know what I mean? We got to set storylines up.
But we know that when we're.
But he dropped Meet the Grams. He dropped Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. That's a shell shock.
Yeah, and the whole Saturday is everybody talking about the two. What really
fucked me up was just that I had no time to celebrate. I had no time to tell people, yo, we up right now, before kind of being like, yo, what y'all think, right?
Yeah.
So now the day's going on, I'm listening to them back to back.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
I'm literally listening to them constantly back to back.
Yeah.
One after the other.
Yeah, same. I'm driving.
But my thing, though, at this point still felt like Family Matters was so much more of a bop. I'd rather listen to
for
Family
sure.
Matters.
Yes, Meet the Grams was depressing.
Meet the Grams.
I know, that's where you're like, this isn't fun anymore. He's like dissecting.
Yeah.
He's saying the loud part, or the quiet part out loud.
Yeah. And another way that I was trying to get people's, I was trying to understand the climate of how this was feeling, is I played it in the car without saying a word, without commentating, which was very difficult. I was in the car, Alicia's in the back with the baby, and I can see her through the rearview mirror. And I played both of them without saying a word, just to see facial expressions during certain lines. And I saw just a general bop vibe from Family Matters.
Oh my god!
But when
not him speaking for Alicia.
Once Meet the Grams came
over right now.
Right now, bro. He doesn't want us to know her opinion. He's telling us her opinion.
I saw
her slightly
movement.
Twitch.
No. There was physical.
I see. Well, I was also playing it when Alexa's in the car.
When Meet the Grams came on, I saw a general like what the fuck? Like a general what is happening right now in her face?
Turn that off. It's just sad.
Yeah, Alexis was like, "Oh, all right, well, that was cool. Maybe we could listen to the other one now again."
Yeah. So
the day's going on.
When I'm seeing this,
I have to pick up my little brother from the airport that day.
Okay.
So I'm driving, and then I have to wait for him. So I'm at the corner store just chilling.
Hobby or Bush?
Just like a hobby, and then Bush, and then I'm just refreshing my phone. I'm like, oh, Kendrick dropped. I was like, oh,
so you had just seen the update of Kendrick drop?
Yeah, it was 30 minutes ago, and then I was like,
no wonder, because you were the first person to tell me.
Yeah. So I loved Zen. That's what I'm getting to. So I was just waiting at the corner store. I was like, who's on YouTube at it was the middle of the day. If you're an adult, you got shit to do. So it's just I'm not updating. So I was just waiting there. I'm like, just on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, Kendrick dropped that. Listen to it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this is really good. And then that's why I messaged you, and I was like, oh, like, he dropped again. No, I just sent the song, and you're like, again? Like, this shit is crazy.
Bro, I was so mad.
But I got the text, and then Zen's like crying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bro, because I was like, what the fuck
what else does he have to say?
I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Because
certified
I was like,
when I
got to, like, we were at, like, someone's place to watch the fight. And so when I got in there...
hold on, we skipped BBL Drizzy.
That comes after all this shit. This randomly comes, like... BBL Drizzy comes in the wake of, like, his just distress.
Yeah.
So... it drops like maybe later on Saturday night or maybe Sunday or something.
It drops like 4 days after or something.
So he the whole BBL Drizzy thing, which that is one thing we skipped over.
All right, hold on. What did it release? We'll just go to BBL Drizzy's after.
So basically, Not Like Us drops.
Not Like Us.
This is a West Coast banger.
It's so good.
At this function.
So good. It's on repeat.
Yeah.
I'm at this function, and I'm like ducked off in the corner trying with an AirPod in. My dad's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Fucking Kendrick dropped again," and he was like, "What the hell?" And he just pulled the speaker out. He's like, "Just play it." So now I'm the first one DJing it at the function.
That's so funny.
You know what? For me,
look at what he's making me do.
I felt like Drake lost when there's that video of the club in LA playing Not Like Us, and the DJ goes, "Certified pedophile."
So it drops. And it was like the speaker wasn't the best or something with how it was. Like, you couldn't really understand what was going on. I wasn't really looking. I think I was reading lyrics, trying to figure out what was happening. But the vibe, when I first heard the first few seconds of the beat, I said, fuck, it's a bop. Like, the first thing I thought was like, this is the fucking dance track. He Drake. I'm like, fuck, this will be a problem. And I hadn't even fully heard it yet. Alicia had to go to so that night happens out, like, after that, I just felt distraught. I didn't even want to watch the fight no more. We dipped. And I'm just like, I'm
driving to the airport all like happy, like I'm entertained. I'm like, no, take your time. I like just hitting rewind. I'm like listening to it. I'm like, this is pretty good.
I started listening to it in the car.
This is pretty good.
And like I listened to it later, and I was like, this is pretty fucking good. Alicia had like an appointment very early for some reason, and she like took off, and she was coming back. And she was trying to ask me if I wanted breakfast, so she called me, and she's like, yo, I've been listening to this Kendrick song, and I've been, like, getting it stuck in my head. She's like, I've just been like, ho. Like, I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? That's when I knew.
He got my wife.
I was like, that's when I knew the climate had shifted. Bro, I was conflicted. And so, like, bro, this is when I had to be objective, because I'm just Drake leaning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at this point, I had to be objective, and I had to be like, bro.
So you think it's...
Kendrick's up.
Kendrick's up
100%. Yeah. And I was talking like, because there was somebody that I was talking to that was definitely but leaned more Drake than me.
I just want to say that I thought it was funny that Zen's the type of dude to be like, the elites are the pedophiles, but yet when we're getting breakfast, this man goes, he's too famous. So
okay, so then let's get into that. We'll glaze over BBL Drizzy.
Well, no, okay,
because then there's the final. BBL Drizzy's in between this.
All right.
So BBL Drizzy gets stemmed from Rick Ross. Rick Ross started calling Drake BBL Drizzy, saying he got his nose done, saying he got his abs done. He released a diss track that no one actually cared about. It was more just funny that he kept on calling him BBL Drizzy.
Yeah. Rick Ross.
No one cared. Yeah, Rick Ross released a diss track.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, and no one actually cared about the diss track because it wasn't good. It was just funny that he was calling him BBL Drizzy, so BBL Drizzy became the meme.
I see.
So Rick Ross, no one's like, Rick, like, shut the fuck up. And that was before Family Matters. It was like the equivalent
of when Ye dropped.
It was before Family Matters, and he addressed Rick in Family Matters, so it was still like, Rick, shut your fucking hoe ass up. You know?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Wait. We did gloss over that bar.
We did.
That was funny.
And this is where we did gloss over this. We do have to go. So honestly, one of the funniest
gentleman was insane.
Yeah. So during push-ups, the one thing he said to Metro Boomin was just, "Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums."
Gentleman. And now I feel like he regrets saying that.
So that's the funny thing, is that the only thing that Metro can do to respond is shut his hoe ass up and make some drums.
Yeah.
So that was always the thing. It's like, it's so funny because Metro, that's all you can do.
And that was like the largest meme, at least for me, that I kept seeing was Metro shut your. If you got anything from that song, it was Metro shut your whole ass up and make some drums. And I loved that song.
And it wasn't even it wasn't even hard of a bar. It was just placed well.
Yeah,
good timing. Yeah, it was pretty much belittling.
It was like a slight comedic aside.
So much to where he's like, I don't even have to really diss you. Yeah, shut your whole ass up and make some drums.
Exactly.
So he like little broed him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I loved all the memes that were coming out.
So then he pulls the fucking. Guys, I'd seen this online where after that Metro puts the "now you at home can diss Drake" and fucking releases the BBL Drizzy beat.
Yeah,
which is like a soul sample. I don't know how he created that. Like, because obviously there's nobody back in the day saying BBL Drizzy like that. Mm-hmm. But he creates this like soul sample sounding.
Yeah, where he like chops up people's voices to make the word Drizzy. BBL Drizzy, and then basically rap for him, which I thought was really clever.
I'm thicker than a Snicker. I'm thicker than your ninja.
Yeah,
it was like, don't act like you don't know me.
Exactly. But that is not a song, I don't think.
No.
So he just chopped up like words and spliced them together, kind of like a serial killer's like note to somebody, and then it made sense, and it sounded good enough that you're like, wow, this guy's good because he was able to do this with just people's voice, and then he Naruto Shippuden'd it, where he's a nine-tailed fox, and he just tapped everybody in and said, "Here, I will give you a free beat and $10,000 if you rap over this beat with your best Drake diss." And then now the whole now everybody is just dissing Drake.
I think it was too good to have been chopped up like that. I would assume he just got somebody to record that, and then he like threw the soul stuff.
I'd like to believe it, but yeah. That sounds more plausible.
That's more plausible. Yeah.
But I would just assume. But he started posting pictures of like him in the booth, as if like he was gonna respond type shit.
Yeah, it was funny.
But it was crazy. And then Sunday comes, and I was so distraught during this whole thing that the second the Heart Part 6 dropped, I was like, Drake dropped. I hadn't even finished hearing it. I started sending it to people and be like, we up. And then I listened to it. And then I was like, up.
No, bro. When he sent it to us, I was like...
I didn't know how to respond.
Yeah, because then I listened to it and I was like, is this man for real?
But I did like it. I liked some of his responses. What'd he say? One of my favorite lines was like, I'll hit you back, and not like Kendrick.
He said, Whitney, hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I'll hit you back, it'll be a whole lot safer.
Yeah. To me, it felt like...
I like that. I like that bar. That was clever.
Like Drake put the Heart Part 6 out to try to be like, all right, I'm done beefing, but like let's make it seem like I won.
Well, no, I mean he brought up some good points, and I think they're both like you could toss it up. Like I think Kendrick made like for like general people, I think Kendrick is winning for them because he made a song that's good, and Drake's isn't. He made a more serious song, and everyone's just like, okay, but like Kendrick's song is just constantly playing. Like I'm still playing it in my car because it is a good song.
Right.
Nobody's playing the fucking Heart Part 6.
And it was crazy Drake. That he brought up Millie Bobby Brown.
He did bring up Millie Bobby Brown.
It's just here's the thing: is Drake on the defense is just not.
Yeah.
You need like Drake. Okay.
If he made a bop, that'd be pretty cool. Then it'd be the battle of the bops.
If we're really talking about what this is, if this is high school,
you know what's crazy is this. The part to me that was the craziest was that Drake thought he could beat Kendrick by going like, I'm gonna spit, I'm gonna be serious, and then Kendrick, switched back him, and then Drake still responded. He didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't course correct.
No, what? I don't know.
Because if Drake would have dropped a better bop, then it's like, then you're still bar for.
But it's just it was so weird.
No, but I liked what Drake did as not a Drake fan. He was like, hey, like I fed you this information about all this fake stuff. You said I had a daughter and I didn't. I lied to you, and you are, you're higher than thou, like persona is not real because, I gave you this fake information and you took it and you wrote about it, and you wrote about it for multiple songs. And I liked how he discredited
Meet the Grams?
No, the song after, by saying like the only reason you dropped that song was to correct for the fact that you like basically you found out I didn't have a daughter, so you dropped this song. I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, that could have been it. Yeah. It's like, and it for me as a fan of Kendrick, I was like, oh, it like chipped away at it because I was like, yeah, maybe. I was like, I think you should look into the shit that you're rapping about. Yeah. Like, was it really that hard to like?
I think at the end of the day, they're both capping.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, what was annoying because I'm just like, it'd be cool. You could put those in, but I was like, but they have to be kind of factual. Like, you know, just I like the fact that you were just tearing at him, just being like, you're a deadbeat dad, you're this, you're that. I like that, but if like, why'd you have to? You don't have to lie. Like, he has enough bad about him that you could just make a rap, you know?
Well, okay, so a lot of that is what's interesting about this whole thing because both of them played that game. But what was interesting, because Kendrick didn't take that approach. He didn't even address the beating allegations, which is why they're kind of watered away.
Yeah.
Because he didn't. He just leaned in and doubled down.
He didn't do the Donald Trump. The second you apologize or defend yourself,
he kind of did this whole like, I know what I know, you don't. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep on. And the thing with it is that like, so if we're gonna talk about what this is, it's like high school bully type behavior, right? So if a bully's bullying you, and that's what everyone's saying, the whole idea is that Drake's been a bully in the industry, and they're tired of it and they want to see him fall. When the bully isn't bullying and then he gets bullied and then he's defending himself, it just gets sad. Have you ever seen like the idea of a bully when they're like get like told something and then they're just like, well, you know, the way I grew up and like it's a tough place at home, and then you're just like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Did you
like,
just say Drake came from the gutter?
No, but basically like the idea is like once he bullied, like it just seemed like bully back. Don't be like, hey, bro, like chill out with the fucking like pedophilia shit, bro.
Yeah, so that did take away from it
to me, as opposed to like
I would have. That's where he lost me. So like it all could have worked out, but the way he ended it, where he's like, you would have been a worthy competitor if I was a predator.
You weren't doubling down on this.
And I was like,
bullshit.
No, bro.
I was like, bro. And all the memes, when they started comparing him to the Fedora Reddit people, that's when I was like, yeah, Fedora, like, that was the wrong choice. Yeah, no.
He literally could have said, after that, you would have been a worthy confederate, widowy. You know, like that's literally how.
Yeah, he could have, like, and so that's what fucked him up. And he tripped himself up on that one because that shit sounded like Drake. Everything else, that I know was not ghost written because no ghostwriter would have written that shit. That one I knew came from Drake. I was like, that is a Drake. That's like very him. Where he's like, and I was just so cringing at that fucking line.
And so to me, when I listened to it and I sent it off to people, I'm like, why did I send off like that? I'm like,
I responded like, it's good.
Bro, Zen glazing so hard.
I was like, bro, this don't feel right. I was like, bro, this doesn't feel.
That's wild. You didn't even listen to it, and you sent it to me, so I thought it must be good. So I took it. I took it with the opinion of Zen really likes this because he wouldn't have sent it otherwise.
I just had to send it to be like, this is the response. We were in the middle of everything, you know. Even if it was a bad response, you still need to know what's going on. You know what I mean? But like when I heard that, everything in me tried to be like, nah, see, like I told, because here's what I felt.
He goes, he's too famous to be a pedophile. Here's
what I felt.
The law.
You know what was going on? Because I'm like, what angles are they going to take, right? So like, when Not Like Us dropped, I was literally like, the only way, this is before he dropped the Heart Part 6, the only way Drake can respond to this shit, he has to have another video, and he needs to have Kendrick's wife and Dave Free and his kid taking a family photo in Drake's basketball court, and he needs to have Kendrick's son playing his championship basketball game in Drake's fucking mansion. I'm like, this is the only way. This is the only way he could fucking come up on top. Damn. He needs to have Whitney on the fucking track, and he needs to have her being like, yeah, like all this shit's true. He be beating me and shit. Like that's the only way that he's gonna get this. And then when he dropped the Heart Part 6, I'm like, bro, you didn't do anything I fucking told you to do. So here's the thing though, is what I started seeing is you would look online and you would see all these angles. You would see the Drake Glazers being like, I've heard that he fed him the information and that all of this stuff is actually not true. Because I saw the TMZ report about the fake daughter. So if TMZ posts something, it's pretty accurate because they don't like to be wrong.
Yeah.
They do their due diligence very greatly. So they had officially reported there is no evidence that Drake has a daughter. So that was already like the first discredit. So there's the whole like everyone was on there like apparently the mole was actually somebody that Drake had feeding him fake information and all this stuff was fake. So I was seeing all these angles online. And then it just seemed like Drake got the best ones and then just put it in the song. And it also felt like Kendrick had did the same thing. It's like everyone was all making all these memes like when Euphoria came out, they're like, bro, just call him a pedophile, bro.
Yeah.
Just fucking stop with all this. Just call him a fucking pedophile, bro.
Yeah.
And so I think he took that and be like, oh, I'm gonna do that. You know, and I feel like they both, so like whenever everyone after he dropped Meet the Grams was like, bro, what about Chubbs? Like everyone's like, bro, there's no proof. They're like, what about Chubbs, bro? Chubbs has that one case. Chubbs this, Chubbs that. No, Baca has that case. Baca had this and he said that. Like, why isn't anybody talking about Baca? And then he brings that up in the whole in that. What the fuck? Not Like Us.
So it's like fan sourced blackmail.
So pretty much that actually became one thing that came up after this, was that there was tweets from years ago, like way before this, that were tweeted. They're the exact lines that Kendrick said in his verse. Like, there's like, if she listened to Drake, she a OV hoe. So that was one. There was another one that goes, Drake's favorite chord is A minor. And then there was another one that was like there was all these like lines specifically that had already been jokes on Twitter that it seemingly seemed like he just took and put him into his song.
I don't know.
And so, but everyone,
sounds fake news.
I mean, they're actual tweets, they're reaches, but some people are like, "Yeah, yo, bro, like, give me my fucking royalties. Like, I wrote this tweet and you took this shit and put it," like, that's how it came up. People are trying to get their moment, but that it does seem like there's some of that. Like, they're both actively online seeing what's happening and then being like, "Oh, the public seems to be fucking with this angle. I'm gonna use this angle," And I think they were both just trying to win the public
by mentioning any women that were minors that he had hung out with.
No, his biggest thing was just being on the defense, period. Yeah. Explaining yourself and defending yourself is the worst way to go about it. Bro, it's like when Meek Mill was like, "I love pussy. I love how it feels to be inside pussy. I can't be gay." Like that, when you say that, it seems like you're gay. Yeah. If you just don't, you know what I mean? And then people are just like, "Okay, well, he's fucking bitches." Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But when you like over...
Yeah, we're like, "Nah, pussy feels so good."
It feels like an overcorrection.
Yeah. So like being like, "Nah, bro, like I don't like kids. Like I'm so famous, bro." It'd be like impossible for me to like young kids.
Hey, you ever heard of
as much as I wanted to?
Yeah, he goes. It's like he was like, "You ever heard of a famous person being a pedophile? Like, it's just not plausible."
Yeah. You're just like,
we would all be in jail.
You don't remember when Epstein? Okay, you're like, all right, let's not even get into it. You don't. Okay, there's literally dance is free. Okay, let's not even get into any of this. But you're like, all right, you know what I mean? It did seem wild to me to be like, at that point, I had to like. You can't be like defending that shit at that point.
No, but I work with like Drake Glazer, and I was like, fam, like.
But I think what we fail to realize is that if Drake doesn't, I think Drake has to respond. I think that's where we're at this point because Drake is down, Kendrick is up.
How does Drake?
I think that's just now that we've had like a week to sit on this or a couple,
didn't he say like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go on vacation"?
We've like he said that in the song, but we've had enough time where I think everyone has decided. Not everybody, but like the majority of people just decided that Kendrick won because his song was a bop. And that's I believe that if nobody drops a song, that's going to be the Memorial Day weekend song. Like that will be what we're playing when we're grilling. Yeah. When we're grilling. So if that's the song, I'm gonna buy some Black Air Force Ones because that's the energy I think that I'm gonna bring to the backyard.
Yes, I agree. Basically, my thing right now is he dropped the defensive track. Now he has to drop an offensive track.
Yeah. That would be Drake's only opportunity. I love how we look at it as a fight.
And it has to be the song of the summer.
Yeah, it has to be the Memorial Day weekend song. Yeah. Otherwise, we're listening to Certified Lover Boy, Certified Pedophile, wop, 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 wop.
Yeah.
While we're
grilling.
While we're grilling. Yeah, exactly. That's literally it. Just imagine the children in the backyard. He a fan. Yeah,
like the whole thing is, he's gonna be like, kids are literally gonna be like sliding the OVO.
Yeah. We're gonna be pulling out the Nike Cortezes, dusting them off.
Yep,
it's gonna be crazy.
Yep. We're gonna accidentally throw up gang signs. I feel. Like,
I knew he was conflicted, just randomly, while we're. I knew he was conflicted.
Everyone's pulling up in minivans.
Yep. It's so Drake, you need to respond.
We're all gonna try to crip walk.
Yeah. Speaking of what are y'all making for Memorial Day?
I don't even know, man.
Bro, I'm like actually going to Mexico, so I won't even be here.
Damn, you won't even here to remember the day?
I mean, I'll be here the day, and then so it'll be Memorial Day weekend. A day passes, and then I'm off to Mexico.
Damn.
Yeah.
You just got it like that now.
Yeah, man.
As soon as you got them papers, you changed up. You've been going a lot. I'm just,
Yeah.
If TSA want to take an extra look at you is all I'm saying.
Man, that's crazy.
It's been hella trips, back and forth.
I want to pull up to the motherland like that.
Bro, you got to pull up to the motherland. You were just there.
I was just there.
What you do there?
Nothing, man. Just, a little something, like, got engaged.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's gonna drop that on us like that?
Yeah. In the middle of the rap beef. In the middle of rap beef. I was thinking about getting engaged.
I'm trying to congratulate him being engaged while also not being like, look at this motherfucking rap beef, bro.
For real though. Bro, it was so sick. I saw those pictures and bro, it was crazy. That Rock's wild.
Yeah. He wilded out on that one.
Yeah, I know. Like, you need to chill out. Like, my girl seeing online, bro. My girl's online too, bro. Like, you like chill the fuck out with shit like that. You know, so I saw that shit. I almost like blocked her on. I almost blocked y'all on her phone. Like, y'all can't see all this fucking romantic ass shit.
That's so funny.
For real.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But no, it was sick.
That.
So how was the whole process of like getting that together?
Man, y'all want to get into it?
Yeah.
You want me to explain the proposal?
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Man, it was so fun. Like it was really fun. I'll just jump to like the day of, but she didn't know it was gonna happen. The day of, you know, we're at this nice Airbnb, and all I'm thinking about is I'm gonna propose. Let me just, you know, it's a chill day. Alexis was having some issues. She had an allergic reaction, and she was sick that trip. So the whole trip was kind of like, we were kind of done. Like it was one of those trips where like I thought it was gonna be relaxing, but it was not.
It was more work.
It was yeah, and I knew that going in. I was like, man, we've never been here, so you just got to get accustomed to everything, and then you got to like, okay, like what do I like, what do I not like. So, anyways, we're there, we're figuring it all out. Alexis getting over her being sunburnt.
Yeah.
Being having an allergy to something that we don't know.
Yeah.
And then being sick. Say again?
Could have been the water. If y'all be drinking, if y'all had a salad out there. Exactly.
We don't know. Yeah, the Mexicans. No. No, we don't know. It was crazy. But anyways, we're man, I'm like trying to chop up the story. Anyways, day of, I'm nervous.
Like what helped you though to go back is that you went to Hawaii with all of her family and didn't propose.
Yeah.
So it's like as someone on the outside, when he told us about this whole thing, he didn't tell us he was proposing, but every time you guys have had a trip, Elvira and I have had a conversation like, you think he's gonna do it here?
Yeah.
Like, is this
usually you do ask me before a trip?
Yeah.
Usually both of y'all ask me. So when I told you, I was like, I'm going to Oaxaca. And I was like, if they ask me, I'll tell them.
Yeah, but
I was like, both of y'all didn't ask me.
He's pump fake so many times that I'm just like, he's not doing it.
He's not shooting the shot.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like, all right, I got him. Yeah, I just lulled y'all into just... Yeah. So then, I pulled up. Alexis, before the trip asked me, or didn't ask me, but I was just like, hey, like, you know, I don't like, want to like make this weird or anything. Like, this is just a trip, you know, I'm not gonna propose. Like, I know it's gonna, like, I don't want to get your hopes up and just like, you know, like ruin the trip.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, cool. Like, it's just a trip. So then I'm like, dumbass. No, I was like, all right. No, but her older sister, when she told her, she was like, is this motherfucker gonna propose to you? She's like, nah, he said he wasn't. And then the other sister too, when she found out about the photo, she's like, is he gonna propose to you? It's like, nah, it's just because I had told her like, hey, I found this really cheap photographer, like, you know, he's up and coming, and like, you know, it was like $100. He's just gonna take our photos.
Real Ruben, like
it made it sound like me. Like I was just like, you know, like it was like $100. It's nothing. We're just gonna pull up. You know, it's just a thing to do. You know, just make sure you don't miss it. You know, make sure you wear a dress at least, and like
I found
now would be a nice time to do your nails.
Yeah, I knew if she had her nails done, she'd know. So she didn't have her nails done. I felt bad, but
that's a hard one. They always get like every time.
Yeah.
Every time that like I'll tell Alicia, she'll be like, you gotta tell us to get our nails done. Like, if we tell you, you're gonna know. No, just be like, I'm gonna give you a spa. Go get your nails done. Go treat yourself.
See,
but like, they're gonna fucking know.
This is where y'all fucked up, because my girl got me into pedicures. So now I could always just be like, let's go get pedicures.
That's cute.
But what about your nails? It's about the hands.
No, because she does the mani-pedi.
No, I see.
She goes both.
You don't go mani?
No, I don't go mani.
You don't get the clear coat?
Nah.
Bro, come on, bro.
You gotta get the clear coat.
Drake, it's okay.
You see Drake, clear coat, bro.
Yo, that man's pushing like painted nose.
He's pushing P. Yeah. Another P. Damn, bro, that's a bar.
Him and Yachty both nailed up like that. Teched up.
He did say he did say you need to push a T. He did say that.
Here's the thing about painting your nails and doing that is that I'm at an age where it'll be like almost sad right?
Okay, but you can do the clear coat.
No, bro. Like,
I think you can pull it off. Anyways, day of, we're chilling.
I think about like Roman's look right now. It works for him because he's still young. But the second he gets to our age and he's still doing that shit, we would be got
a problem.
Yeah, we would have a problem.
So what happened?
Yeah.
Thank you for the insight, Pablo. So Pablo's heard the story, so he's like, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Nah.
I don't want to hear it again. Yeah, I was just nervous day of. And Alexis knew we had a photographer, but I told her it was cheap. And so we were just chilling. And then I ended up losing my phone in a cab. And then we ended up I ended up having to chase the cab up a hill.
God damn.
Yeah.
Because Oaxaca's is all mountains.
Yeah. It was just a hill. Like, we lived at the bottom of the hill by the beach.
This man paid.
Do they have the melted cheese over there, or is that just...
Yeah, they have melted cheese. But, we have melted cheese.
No.
Yeah, no, but they call it Oaxaca cheese.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have Oaxacan cheese. They just call it cheese over there.
Yeah, it's just
they just call it cheese over there.
Bro, so this man paid a taxi driver. The hill was so high, he paid the taxi driver to take him to the top.
That was the bougiest thing I did.
Yeah.
All of Mexico, I paid 80 pesos to get driven 1 minute. It was insane.
Crazy,
just to then have to chase that cab?
Just to then have to run up that, because Alexis had a sunburn, and I'm over here thinking all right, she needs to make it. I told her it's cheap, so she was already thinking we could just call it off. We're not feeling it. It's just not. And I was like, yeah. I was like, no, we're not. This man was not $100. Fuck that. We're not calling this shit off.
So he wasn't even cheap?
No, he was not. He's a fucking photographer. I just told her it was cheap.
Yeah,
so that she would be like, okay. I was like, we could take practice photos. Then well, actually, no, the motherfucker was not cheap. It was funny because when I told her, she yelled out the price, and he was taking photos. Yeah, but chill, because he can hear you. But anyways, we were at one side of a hill, and our house was at the other side of the hill. So we took a taxi to take us, because Alex had a sunburn. So, I'm trying to play it cool. And then I end up having to run up that hill, because I'm like, oh, half marathon, what is this? And I fucking died.
Half marathon.
I was like, bro, I could do it.
So when he said 80 pesos, he paid $5 to go up a hill every time.
No, not every time, just that once. I paid $5 to get driven. Just imagine from here to the front of the end of the street. Not even that's further than what he drove.
All right, but uphill though.
Yeah, uphill is different. Uphill,
it's worth it.
It was half a hill.
It was worth.
He said it's all right. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah. Or Alexis thought so too.
No, it's worth it. It's worth it.
All right,
I just wanted to hit the quick math.
So then I lose my phone, and man, I'll jump to the end, but I lose my phone. Luckily, some good Samaritan in the back was like, "Hey, you have a phone back here." So the guy actually drove. He drove back down the hill to give me the phone, but I was already running up I was already made it to the hill and was already running back down to go find my iPhone, his ass, and be like, nah, not today. Yeah. No, I was just I lost the phone. I just took it as a loss at that point. Yeah. That's how much time had passed. It was only 4 or 5 minutes, but I ran up that hill, left, right. I was like, he's not here. I was like, all right, well, I'll just IG message the fucking photographer, and I'm I gotta go get engaged. That's how it felt. Yeah. And I was like, RIP the phone. And then I'm running down, and it felt like a movie scene. I'm running up the hill, and so I'm looking down at the car, and I see him through the windshield just waving at me. I'm like, oh my god, it's the guy. And then he's like, here you go. I was like, oh my god, thank you. And I tipped him 20 pesos, which is literally $1. It was just the change. I was like, here you go, man, thanks. And then I said thank you to the white person in the back, because there's a lot of white people in Mexico. If you haven't noticed,
people with dreadlocks.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, there are a lot of white people in Mexico at this moment. It's the new spot.
Yeah.
So all the Mexicans, they're
gentrifying. So they gentrified here, now they're gentrifying over there.
They are slightly gentrifying Mexico, but you know what? We about it.
People speak English over there? Those white people speak English?
Yes.
Yeah.
No Spanish. American. No Espanol. No Espanol, señor. Cuanto por esto expansivo.
That's how they do it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes.
All right.
So guys.
I think I might move down there then.
Yeah. He said it's safe like that? It's safe like that.
Yes, bro.
Oh man, the fear mongering I was getting from my family. They're like, you're going to Oaxaca, damn, you need to be careful. I was oh my god, you've lived in Matamoros that.
Yeah,
that's the fucking border town. That's
what I'm used to.
Yeah, no, that's the actual You go for, if we're talking about people dying.
Yeah, when you get out of border towns, it's chill.
Yeah, it's more nice. If you're not on a cartel route, why they gotta mess with you?
I need to take you out of the city I was born at, because it's literally.
Bro, he's trying to get us to bring drugs back, is what he's saying.
I mean,
no,
I'll help, but we'll go. I'm just kidding.
Wink.
So then what happens?
He gives me the phone. I go. Meet the photographer.
No, you get a thorn in your.
Yeah. So I meet the photographer. We're walking to the beach, just chatting it up, learning about his life and stuff. And then there's like this dead branch on the floor with like a thorn like this big. And I step on it with my shoe and it goes through the shoe and stabs me in my foot. Ooh. And then I'm like, I can't even step because it's like just like drilling into my foot. I'm like, hey, just 1 second. Just let me, I'm trying to get engaged and there's a fucking thorn in my foot. And I'm like, take it out and then like take a look at the thorn. And I feel like the stinging in the bottom of my foot. And then the photographer's like, you okay? And I was like, motherfucker, of course I am okay because I'm about to get engaged. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll figure this out later.
It's game 7.
So yeah, bro. That's what it felt like. It felt like game 7, game on the line. I was like, we're not fucking, it felt like my Kobe game. Like when he it felt like my MJ flu game. Like I was like, nah, bro, I'm dropping it right now. 80 points right now. I was like, I didn't pay you not to,
You're almost like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was like, bitch, I'm okay. There is no question I am not okay. And then I was just like, nah, I took the shoes off and I was like, all right, let's fucking go. And then I got on one knee and proposed.
So you wouldn't crease the shoes?
Huh?
So you wouldn't crease the shoes?
No, so I wouldn't get stabbed by the fucking thorns.
Well, you would be more.
I couldn't take it out. My shoe still has a thorn stuck in there.
Still?
Yeah, I was like able to snap. What pair? Still. It's the Salomons that I've been rocking. Those are the daily drivers. Like
tweezers and pull it out or something.
I've been lazy now. I just it's in there, but I'm like, it's fine. It's a memory.
Now it's a memory.
Yeah, now it's a memory.
So then you propose, and then did she freak out?
No, Alexis was like in genuine disbelief. Like she was just like,
I'm telling you, he's pump faked so many times.
No, well, I also told her like, hey, like I'm not, and it's like I even felt kind of bad because it's like when you're like genuinely being yourself and you're like, hey, not like I'm not bullshitting you, like I really am not. It's like, oh, okay, like you just kind of take their word for it. So when I was like, I did feel kind of bad, like, I did lie to you, but like, I mean, well, I wanted you to be surprised, so like I was like, and she's like, no way. So I was like, oh man, so it's so funny. So the photographer's like, hey, like take a 15-minute break, just chill. We were taking photos first. And he had told me how he was going to do it. So I told her about that. Because I was like, hey, I want you to hide. He's like, you want me to do a paparazzi style? I was like, no, not paparazzi style. Or like, yeah, paparazzi style. He's like, nah, it'd be kind of weird. Like basically, she's going to see me behind the woods. She's going to figure it out. And then the photos are going to come out fucked up. I've done this before. You should just tell her you're doing a photo shoot. And I was like, it's been 11 years, motherfucker. There's no way that a random ass photo shoot is not going to set off some flags. Yeah. But then I was like, all right. I was genuinely thinking, and I gave him like this whole like fucking James Bond scenario of how we're going to do it. And he was just like, yeah, nah, man. Like this just sounds kind of wild. Impossible. Yeah, and then he's like, you just need to tell her. And like, I was like, all right. So then that's how I came up with. I was just like, it's really cheap, really cheap in Mexico. She's like, all right, fuck it, I guess. I'm at the beach. I don't care.
Yeah, she said, fuck it, we bought.
Yeah. So then we were chilling, taking photos. And then I'm fucking, pouring my heart out. Like, I'm just like, say it, just everything I've been wanting to say. And so, I've been thinking about this moment. I've been like planning for it. I planned the whole trip, like, planned everything that we would do. And so I was really excited. And then I was just like telling her everything. I like building up to the moment, like as the week went by. Cause it was at the tail end of the trip too. I was like, I'm not doing this in the beginning. We actually met a couple first day we got there. He's like, he just proposed yesterday. We just got here yesterday and he proposed like literally as we got here. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. And then I was getting shit too from like our cooking teacher. She's like, Ruben, like, ¿dónde está? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. When she found out how long we've been dating, she's like, no fucking way. And I'm like, bitch, you little do you know. I was like, fuck you. And we followed each other on Instagram. I was like, hey, follow me back so I can, because she's actually kind of popular on Instagram. And I was like, follow me back so I can send you a photo. She followed me back. I was like, hey, these Oaxacan sunsets kind of wild. And then it was like the ring. She was like, she gave me the the approval. I was like, all right. I made the Mexican grandma proud.
But that ring will make her proud.
But yeah, I was pouring my heart out. And Alexis is over here like hitting poses because she's thinking it's like a photo shoot. So she's like, yeah, and I could tell she was kind of not listening. And I was like, she's like, all right. Like she would like half listen, and then she like, oh, the photographer's over there, and then she like turned, like and then I'm just like, all right, and then like I said everything I had to say, so. Then I just started then some like runners came by.
Yeah.
Like they were just running back and forth because it's like a mile-long beach. Yeah. And I was like, y'all couldn't have ran the fucking other way. Like, what the hell? I'm about to propose. Like, I'm done with my speech. And I'm just like waiting. So I'm just like dragging it along a little. I'm like, all right. And then then I say her full name.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, hey, like.
You call her by her government?
Yeah, by her government.
You gotta hit the government.
Yeah, you gotta hit the government. So I just like pull it out. And then she's like, nah, like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, like, like basically this is the box. She's like, no, it's not. Like, basically, like, stop fucking playing with me. Like, she, like, just genuinely, like, about to get mad. Like, bitch, like, what type of, like, sick joke is this? Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, because I was like, yeah, it would have been cool, like, if I proposed to you here. She's like, yeah. She's like, but, yeah, I'm okay. Like, I'm happy you did it. Like, we don't even know this place. Yeah. And I was like, well, fuck you. Because actually, right now, I was like, well, yeah, I was like, well, actually, like, it's kind of cool. Like, actually, like, I do have, like, like,
out of anger, you
I do have this ring.
You know what? Fuck this.
Now I was trying to bring it up. I was like,
I'm not proposing no more.
Well, I was like, how do I segue? I'm like, no, like, yeah, like, no, actually, like, I got something. And she's like, no, like, don't be a bitch. Like, what the fuck? And then I was like, yeah. And then, like, I just got him one knee. And then she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, Alexa sounded solidly again. And then she's like, oh my God. And she's like, I need to stand up. Like, what the fuck? She's like, I should be standing.
Hold on. It's another pose?
Huh?
Hold on. It's another pose?
Yeah. What? Nah, that was so funny. Oh, my neck.
You're back. All right, so then what happens?
So then I just, say her full name and just ask her to marry me.
And she said yes?
She said yes, yeah.
Damn, bro. She said yes. I was worried she wasn't going to say yes, dog.
Yeah, for real. It's just been the long con.
All right.
She's like, I didn't even like you like that.
And he did that shit. He did that shit at the motherland, too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I had to take it back.
Yeah. Happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think we got what we need.
Yeah.
So now we're all finna be married. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
And then we'll never have kids. No.
Damn. Oh my God.
Tell your tias.
Before we sign off fully, that's been the joke between Elvira and I. Because we were like, all right, this motherfucker took 11 years to just get proposed. They're not also getting married right away. It's another 2-year wait to the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, 2-year wait?
December 12th, 2026. Yeah. It's our anniversary. It's a Saturday.
All right.
And then, so...
Y'all already picked it?
Yeah.
You're like, we don't want to change the anniversaries. I was
like, we do like it. It's 12.
This man either gets her pregnant, like, at the... during their honeymoon, or, like, it's going to be another, like, 4 years.
I do not want kids. So 2 years sounds fine. I do not want kids right now. Yeah. Fuck that. Good. I mean, Zen, I assume you love your kid. I mean, I know you love your kid. But fuck that.
I assume you love your kid. One thing I will say something.
Zen, I know you're a family man, but fuck that.
No, bro, fuck that life right now.
I have a lot of friends that I deal with that are like that. Yeah. So I get that kind of shit all the time. I was literally telling my friend that I was like, bro, like we went to the zoo and I was packing up all these sandwiches for all the nieces and nephews, getting Capri Suns ready, getting the ice chest going. He was like, yeah, bro, see, like, that's that shit that makes me, like, not want kids, bro. That shit sounds fucking terrible. Like,
at this moment, I do not.
I'm like, that shit was definitely fun.
See, I feel like I'm on the other side of the spectrum, because now that I got a dog, I'm like, but damn, I could have a kid.
Yeah, I swear, if y'all fucking celebrate Mother's Day, bro, I'm gonna be pissed.
Wait, what?
Y'all fucking celebrate Mother's Day.
Yeah, we celebrate Mother's Day. I brought Alexa some flowers for, being a dog mom. It's basically the same thing, bro.
All right, it? Yeah, no, for sure. On that note,
hey, it's a joke. It's a joke. These opinions do not reflect
BBL. BBL.